Hey guys, it's Claude, and we now have a brand new box, seeing as we polished off the other box in our last video. Had two pretty cool decks that we finished it off with, one of which was a triple shard deck. How awesome is that? Those both went to patrons. And let's see what we have inside today's box. Actually, the one thing that I always wonder whenever it comes to these boxes, I don't know if we have a Chinese one or a German one. And oh, you know, this one is the Chinese. It has the little side flaps here. So, all right, good to know. Not that it matters much, but personally, I kind of like these boxes a little bit more. It makes it easier to put the decks back in, and you can kind of reuse them. So it's actually pretty cool. Whereas the other ones, you know, you peel them from the bottom and then like you can't use the box again. I'm sure a lot of you throw them away and use other storage spaces, but if you only have maybe 3 or 4 different decks, these are kind of perfect. You can just take these around with you. All right, it looks like it's an orange Archon. Oh, Shadows is a good start. Logos and Dis, very cool. She That Discreetly Loves Mastery. That's an awesome name as well. And check out that Archon. Pretty cool. Like the patterns here. You got like, what, 3 arms over on this side. And then you get the symbol in the back. Doesn't really have much of a face. I'm not going to say what that head looks like. But yeah, that's a pretty cool Archon. All right. We're starting off with Shadows. It's Treasure Map, amber whenever you play it. If you have not played any other cards this turn, gain 3 amber. For the remainder of the turn, you cannot play cards. It's a pretty good, amazing card. Merkins, 2 power. Play. Choose a random card in your opponent's archives or the top card of your opponent's deck. Play that card as if it was yours. Lights Out, amber whenever you play it. Return 2 enemy creatures to their owner's hands. Yancey Gang, 5 power. Action. Steal an amber. Whistling Darts, amber whenever you play it. Deal 1 damage to each enemy creature. Life for a Life, amber whenever you play it. Sacrifice a creature to deal 6 damage to a creature. Lamindra, 1 power, deploy Elusive, and Lamindra's neighbors gain Elusive. 2 Lamindras. Gamgee, 2 power Elusive, reap. If your opponent has more amber than you, you get to steal 1. Furtive Investors, amber whenever you play it. If your opponent has more amber than you, you gain 1 amber for each key your opponent has forged. Not that great of a card. Bad Penny, 1 power, destroy to return Bad Penny to your hand. 2 Bad Pennies. Oh, what a shame. Oh, and check this out. We're into Logos. It's Redacted. It's an artifact. After you choose Logos as your active house, place 1 amber from the common supply on Redacted. When there are 4 more amber on Redacted, sacrifice it and forge a key at no cost. Key cheats are always good. This could be interesting. Let's see how good the Logos is. Research Smoko, 2 power. When it's destroyed, archive the top card of your deck. ZYX Researcher, 2 power, play, archive the top card of your deck or the top card of your discard pile. Oh, 2 of those. Titan Mechanic, 6 power, while it's on the flank, each key costs 1 less amber. Standardized Testing, play, destroy each creature with the lowest power and each creature with the highest power. 2 of those. Library of Babel, it's an artifact, action, draw a card. Lab Work, amber whenever you play, archive a card. Hygor, wow, 2 power, play. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the others. Cutthroat Research seems to be a card we get in all of our Logos decks. Amber whenever you play it, steal 2 amber if your opponent has 8 or more. And there's 2 of them. That Logos was not that great. I don't feel like we're going to be calling Logos too often to actually get the Redacted. If there would have been some more creatures that we could have maybe been able to reap with or use some of their effects, I think it makes it where you call Logos more often. Just calling Logos to add the amber to Redacted isn't that great. Now we're on to Dis. It's Collar of Subordination. It's an upgrade. You control this creature. Silver Key Imp, 2 power, elusive. Players cannot forge their second key. Poltergeist, amber whenever you play it. Use an artifact controlled by any player as if it was yours. Destroy that artifact. Pandemonium, amber whenever you play it. Each undamaged creature captures 1 amber from its opponent. Gongoozle, amber whenever you play it, deal 3 damage to a creature. If it is not destroyed, its owner discards a random card from their hand. Strek, 2 power elusive. While it's not on the flank, your opponent refills their hand to 1 less card. 2 Streks. Schuler, 5 power. If your opponent has 4 more amber, you get to steal 1. Not finished with you. Amber whenever you play it, shuffle any number of creatures from your discard pile into your deck. Lash of Broken Dreams, it's an artifact action. Keys cost +3 amber during your opponent's next turn. Was there 2 cards left here? Exhume. 1 amber whenever you play it, choose a creature in your discard pile. You may play that creature as if it belonged to the active house and was in your hand. And the final card of the deck. Oh, nice. Charette. 4 power, play. Capture 3 amber. Great with that Exhume. Okay, let's go back through this. As I was saying earlier, I don't think the Logos is going to be that great in here, but let's at least get up all the amber. I felt like we had quite a bit in the other houses. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, Logos. Man, if there would have been maybe a few more bigger creatures. I know Logos doesn't have that many big creatures, but like Titan Mechanics or some of the other bigger ZYX cards with more power, that could have been pretty awesome. Let's see here. Gamgee, I'm not sure if we can rely on getting the additional amber there through the steel effect. Okay. So treasure map, odds are you're going to try and get the 4 amber off that. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is actually pretty good, but remember a big chunk of that is kind of coming from treasure map. And I did count the Yancey gang. So even still, 1 less or so is not too bad. This Exhume is going to do some pretty good work. Let's look at our amber control though. Once again, I don't really count Cutthroat Research as amber control. Can never take your opponent off a key, at least by itself. And Logos is pretty bad about taking them off a key if that's all you got. So Pandemonium. Schuler will help. Not finished with you. Exhume, we can count that because we at least had Schuler and Charette to return with that. Silver Camp might be able to pull off something. We'll throw Gamgee up for this amount, but we're not really going to count him for much. Silver Camp, can't really count that either, but if we can get ahead and then stall our opponent for maybe a turn as they then try to kill this, that's always nice. What we got for sure? 1, 2, I don't think we can count Exhume actually. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 amber control. Seems to be pretty typical of AOA. Usually falls between like 4 and 6, so 5 right there in the average. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull up all the creatures so we can check out that count. We're going to count Exhume in this one because we have a decent amount. Let's see here. Strex Collar is also going to be a creature. Hopefully our opponent has a creature in Logos, Dis, or Shadows. That's kind of the cool thing. You know, you have 3 different houses that you're playing. Your opponent has 3 different houses. There's a good chance you're going to have some overlaps for something like that Collar to get a usable creature. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 19 creatures. That's actually pretty good. So let's see if there's anything we can do with these Lamindras. Is there anything we really want to protect with those? I don't think we care too much about anything in Logos. Streck's already elusive, so that doesn't help. Same with the Silver Camp, the Gamgee. Giving Charette elusive is pretty good. Same with the Yancey gang. So at least you have 2 pretty good cards to protect there. Both are amber control, so that's kind of nice. The rest of it doesn't matter too much, to be honest. You don't really care because the creatures either have elusive or they don't have any special reap effects or anything. So yeah, let's kind of look at the actual control we have in here. We have standardized testing. I know we had Life for a Life, wherever that's hiding. So Lights Out, Whistling Darts, Life for a Life, Gongoozle. Alright, so these cards right here, Whistling Darts, too bad you don't have something like Misery Exploit where you can combo with this and get a decent amount of amber off the 2 cards. So we don't really have anything really combos with it. The odds of it doing 1 damage and destroying the enemy creature is not so great. Gongoozle is great though. I love using it just to make our opponent discard a card so they have 1 less card in their hand for the next turn is very nice. Life for a Life, yeah, we know that's good. Lights Out, standardized testing, so you got a decent amount of control in here. It's not too bad. Nothing super stands out to me. I mean, this deck does have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to additional cards though. We do have Merkins in here. We got the Research Smoko, the 2 Researchers, the Igor. So you got at least 5 cards to help you get either another card out or dig further into your own deck. And also we have the Strex to help slow our opponents down if we can make these guys survive, which I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull off in this deck. I'm pretty sure our opponent's creatures are fairly safe, especially if they have big Brobnar ones. Sure, standardized testing can take care of that, but it's not going to do too great of a job. Let's see, did we have anything we really want to archive maybe multiple times with these ZYX Researchers or the lab work we have in here? I don't think there's any card we were particularly wanting to hold on to. You know, actually, I guess maybe the Silver Key Amp. If we can already forge our second key and our opponent's only sitting on 0 or 1 keys, it would be nice to have this waiting in our archives to be ready to be used. That could be pretty good. So yeah, using the lab work to archive that card is pretty powerful. But once again, you have to get ahead. And we do have ways to also slow them down as well with Lash of Broken Dreams, so yeah, not too bad. I also like that we can exhume this guy back in if they do deal with it. So we do have another way to stall them again for a second turn, as long as we're able to take advantage of that turn, maybe get some Reaps in or play a few Amber cards like we have here in Dis. Yeah, actually the Dis is not too bad in here. I like it. It's a shame we have 2 bad pennies. I'm pretty sure this is just discard fodder. We had nothing that combos with them. And I don't think we want anything really clogging up our hands, especially if the deck is trying to cycle a little bit quicker to get some of the more important cards. Redacted, I don't know how I feel about this card. This is the first one I've ever opened. I've never played with it. If we would have had better Logos creatures with Reap effects, or just bigger Logos creatures that then maybe help control our opponent's board, I think this card would have been a little bit better in here. I'm interested to see how it does play though. If any of you have good Redacted decks, tell me a little bit about that in comments down below. I always read all my comments. But yeah, so this deck overall, oh man. Let's see, decent creatures, decent Amber. It even has artifact control there with Poltergeist. We can return cards with Not Finished With You, but it's a lot of our creatures don't feel that amazing. We're obviously going to return all the steal and capture cards. I guess you'd return your Researchers, your Igors. Yeah, I mean, so Not Finished With You does have some decent targets. I mean, you obviously want to draw it late, though. It's not a card you're going to sit there and hold on to and chain yourself. You just play it whenever you are going to be calling Dis anyway. Return whatever's in there, and not really care about building up a big turn with that. So not knowing exactly how to evaluate Redacted, maybe the card is more insane than I think it is, but I'm going to have to rate this deck right around a C+ to B-. It's so hard. I don't think the deck has a lot of great tricks. In AOA, it's really the synergy that makes a deck powerful. It's not usually just individual cards that makes a deck powerful. So if you see an AOA deck and it doesn't have all these things that scream out to you like, oh yeah, I can do this and that and so on and so forth. This one only really having the Silver Key Amp with decent Amber being kind of its main trick isn't really that powerful, but it can be powerful. Just depends on what you're up against. So yeah, so we'll go with a B- for this because it does have decent Amber and a decent amount of creatures. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching my videos, and I will see you next time.